Hello everybody and welcome back to Crusader Kings 2, a Game of Thrones, and we are back with our House Clegane playthrough. Now I need to make a point straight away that a couple of episodes ago now, on episode 14, I left it on a bit of a choice of who to betroth our son to. I believe it's our oldest son, if I'm remembering correctly. No, it's our second son, Victor Clegane. We were trying to decide who to betroth him to try and get a good alliance in the Westerlands, and we managed to narrow it down to Illyria Kenning or Tyre Lannister. And I did actually leave it up to a choice to you, the viewers, of who you think we should choose, who would be the better match for our son. Now, I did really want to leave it up to that, but unfortunately, because of my recording schedule and having to get a sort of a surplus of videos going just in case of certain things, I've had to record this episode now, so I've not had time to check the comments. Well, the video hasn't actually been released yet, so I've had to kind of press on anyway, unfortunately. I will still read the comments, and I will look forward to seeing what people think. And, you know, maybe it'll be interesting to see the different directions we could have taken, but I'm going to have to make a choice now because I need to press on with this series and try and get a few more videos done, essentially. So we have the choice, as I said, between Princess Tyre Lannister or Illyria Kenning. Now, the disadvantages between both. I mean, the Kennings are a good family, they're a strong family. Their dynasty, fairly strong, 12 living members. They currently own Case. They are defending against a revolt, but they are, I think they are winning. Yeah, they are winning that war. If we have a look at Case here, I believe that should be part of it as well. I don't know why it's not. But he still owns 3 bits of territory, and he has quite a good number of troops. And of course, his land is just next to Casterly Rock. So if we needed them to help us in a war against the Lannisters, they would be very close by to strike against them. So that is one possible advantage. Of course, the advantage of Princess Tyre is she's a princess, so she's very sort of reputable, has good prestige, and a good family name with her. It would give us an alliance with Prince Tian, who is the brother of the current king, King Tian, but he's not actually in line for succession. So if you have a look here, King Tian has his own children, so they would inherit instead. So at the moment, Prince Tian doesn't stand to inherit anything. He is, of course, the son of Tyrion the Imp as well, but he became... In fact, oh no, they're both dwarves, actually, I should have said. So, you know, that might be an interesting claim to press, because the claim for the Westerlands, I believe, would be inherited by Princess Tyre, so we could then, or Princess Tyre, I'm going to say Tyre, I think it's Tyre. Oh no, it would be Tyre, yeah, Tyre, Princess Tyre. So yeah, it would be inherited by her, which then means we would have a claim on the rock for our second son. So whether that's something we want to press or not, I'm not sure. The disadvantage is, she is a dwarf, of course, so that doesn't help her skills too much. And the other problem is that, of course, if we decide to ally with them, and then have to go to war for any reason, there is a strong chance they may side with, of course, their family members rather than with us. I don't know what the relation between them is, in terms of relationship between them. I don't know how much they like each other, essentially, but, you know, you'd expect a Lannister to fight with a Lannister rather than help the Clegane. So, in terms of prestige and possible long-term goals, probably Castamere is the one to go for, and Prince Tian and Princess Tyre. But Illyria Kenning is an interesting option. He does have another son, so even if his first son dies, he does have another son, so they're not going to lose Case anytime soon. We'll have a strong alliance there. And she does look like a decent... Well, she doesn't actually look like a decent character, but she has no negative sort of genial traits or anything like that, so it's difficult to choose. There were some better options, as you may have seen in episode 14, but unfortunately a lot of them ended up betrothed before we could get the marriage sorted. I think we go big or go home. I think we'd go for Princess, although she is quite a bit younger than... No, we're going to go for Case. I think we're going to be a bit more realistic in a way, if he'll accept it, of course. We didn't actually check if he'll accept this. He will, that's fine. Yeah, we're going to play a bit more realistic. I don't think the Lannisters would marry off their daughter to a son of a Clegane. So I feel like going for someone, the Illyria Kenning, you know, Case and Fang Tower working together, seems a bit more realistic to me in a way. I mean, I'm not trying to be too realistic, but at the same time I do want some realism, and I feel like just having those extra men there as an alliance, we'll try and see if we can get an alliance straight away. Although he may need to wait. Oh no, he'll ally now. So we have another very strong ally. We already have one in Tarbeck Hall. I don't know if they are still... No, they are still our ally. So Tarbeck Hall is our ally, and so is Case. So all of that bit of land there is hopefully going to help us if we need to go to war for anything. It's come to my attention that Justice of Moorland has bribed and threatened his way through my domain, trying to get enough people to recognise a claim of my title, Lord Tian of Moorland. So Moorland is there, so again, I'm not too concerned, really. They've accepted the alliance, that's good. Because he's not part of the Rock, so it's very unlikely he's going to try and take our land because of complicated political reasons. He can't just march in and take what he wants. He'd have to go through... Well, I'm pretty sure he'd have to declare war on King Tian if he wants to take Fang Tower. Because he's got a different liege. His liege is Lord Ermund of Hornvale. So he can't just attack us because we don't have the same liege. It gets a bit complicated at that point, so I don't think we're in any risk from him. There's a man I need to arrest and another I want to assassinate. My spymaster John Keel could either help with the arrest or the assassination. I think we'll go for the bottom one to increase plot power in case we want to do any plots. Our intrigue's not very high, so any plots we do it'll be difficult to do any plots basically, which is why we're not being very mischievous. We are currently building a spy network in Casterly Rock, but we're not anywhere near to being able to assassinate anyone or anything like that. So yeah, we're kind of stuck where we are for now. If you haven't been watching this series, I probably should catch you up on what's been happening. So at the moment we own Fang Tower, Tendring and Oxcross up here. We did want to try and take this High Lordship here of Sarsfield, but unfortunately it didn't work out. And now for some reason, even though we have claims on them, we can't declare war on them for some reason. Oh, we can now. We can press a claim for Goldshire. Oh, I think we had the claim for Goldshire, but not Sarsfield, and then the King Tian interrupted the war, I think. It's been a while since I've played this save, to be honest. My son Victor is turning into an arrogant little blackguard. I might have to rein him in a little, so we can say he has reason to be proud. Well, we're going to go for that one straight away, because we are Cleganes. I think we're proud as well. No, we're wrathful, but we would be proud. The Cleganes are a very proud family, so we'll go for the top one and make him a proud young boy. He wants to institute large feudal tax law. We'll approve, so he thinks we like him, even though we don't really. My son Poliver has gained 2 learning, which is good. Turning into a very good character. He's of course a genius, which is helping. He's currently betrothed to another genius, which will help. Something just came up there. Travellers and merchants bring word that a sorcerer claiming to be the Yellow Emperor from a dynasty fallen for 1,000 years has launched an invasion of the Golden Empire of Yitai. Is it Yitai or Yitai? I can never remember. I think it's Yitai. So that's all the way in the east. That's not going to concern us too much at the moment. So yeah, we're kind of waiting for this claim on Sarsfield. I'm probably going to have to wait for that truce to end. How long does it have left? A couple of years actually. I thought it was quite a long time. It's only a couple of years. So that's because of when we took Oxcross. We can currently claim Goldshire, but for some reason we can't claim Sarsfield, which is what we need. Because if we can create this High Lordship, we're in a much better position. Someone was executed by Jorah of Winterfell. Jarl. Fair enough, or Jarl. So yeah, having this High Lordship would really help, because we can start to give land out to some of our vassals, and of course some of our sons. We have 4 sons, so we really need to try and find them some land they can own, so we can start to kind of spread the Clegane dynasty across the Westerlands a bit more, essentially. We do need a betrothal for Arnold Clegane as well, so is there anyone particularly useful in... I mean, I guess we could... There's no reason why he can't marry Princess Tyre. Let's do that. Let's see if he'll accept that betrothal for Arnold. No, he won't. Okay. Prince Dean of the Rock will not accept our offer. Fair enough. So we'll have to try and find another match for him. We do have... I mean, there is a princess there, but I don't know how useful that's going to be, because King Walder is currently our cousin, so we already have a good relationship with them, but we can't form an alliance with them, I don't think. Oh, no, maybe we can. No, he won't accept it. So that's probably why. Stannis is still his heir, as we looked at last time. He is a very interesting character at the moment. Lots of interesting stats. Go back and watch that if you want to see sort of the history of Stannis in this save. It's rather interesting. So we do need to find a betrothal for Arnold Clegane. Let's have a very quick look. I don't want to spend too long, because I do want to keep progressing with this series. There is someone who is strong there, Courtier in Darkmoor. Because we have kind of lost the strong and huge part of the Clegane family, which is a big sort of attraction of them at the start of the game. So maybe we could look for someone who's either huge or strong to try and get that gene back into the family. A couple of unimportant things happening. I'm not seeing anyone particularly. So Morland's still trying to press a claim. That's the same message we just got. But he's not using it for some reason. That's twice now he's got the claim, but then not used it. My brother, Traegar, wants a 5. Well, I don't have any that I can give him at the moment. I mean, I could give him tendering, I guess. If we... No, we don't have the High Lordship, do we? Of course not. 2 people eloped, got married without anyone's consent except their own, and it falls to me as their liege to either accept the marriage or do something about it. So it's Elena, Frey, and Jor Loom. I'll accept their marriage. I have no problem with that. I'm not seeing anyone that's particularly sort of from a big family. I mean, there's some in the neck, some of the Reeds, but as great as the Reeds are, they are quite a long way away, so it's not going to be a useful alliance. There is a Westerman, a Courtier in Fair Isle. Where's Fair Isle? Okay, that's part of Case, so that's not useful for us particularly. There is... Oh, that's a pile. That's in our court, so that's not going to help either. I mean, there is this strong one, as I said. I think we'll go for her, to be honest. Try and get the strong gene back into the family. See if we can have some strong kids from their side of the family, basically. Try and get some good warriors back in the Cleganes. We are a good warrior and we are strong, but none of our sons are, I think. We do have a genius son, of course, but, you know, it'd be nice to have some big Cleganes back, really. We're now ill, unfortunately. Hopefully we survive that and don't get too affected by it. We are leading men as well in Morn Hill. I'm not quite sure why I have an army raised. We have no wars or anything. That's not me. Let's have a look at that. No, he doesn't have any wars, so whether he's trying to scare off some raiders, I'm not sure. Yeah, I think that was it. I think he was trying to get rid of these raiders. My intense study of warfare has led to an increased understanding of tactics and strategy. That's good. So we've become a skilled commander, so our martial improves even further. So if we can do that again, we become a brilliant one, but that might be a bit too hopeful. Still, being a skilled commander is good. Hopefully we can pass that on to any of our children we're tutoring. There's a couple of wars going on in the Iron Isles. We're in command again. Lord Reaver Alton was drowned as a sacrifice to the drowned god. Ooh, things going a bit wrong in the Iron Isles there. Lots of wars going on. Tiana Fossaway wants to serve as a Septim of the Faith of the Seven. I'll give permission. She's not really an important character, so that's fine. That marriage with Victor and Illyria can now go through, so we'll accept that. We'll ask for a dowry. Actually, no, we'll go for... Do we want prestige or wealth? I think we want a bit more wealth. Victor asks, why did you let off that peasant accused from poaching? Because he needed the deer more than me. He might become kind or just. He becomes kind, which is pretty nice. Not turned out to be the best character, to be honest, Victor. He's not our heir. Our heir is actually Sir Dunson. Again, not the best, but better than Victor at the moment. So, yeah, not the best kind of family. He's only given us 25 gold, but that's fine. We didn't really need that much money. Is there anything we can improve to try and get some more men or some more gold? We could build a castle town in Tendring. I think we will do that. Because that gives us more tax income per month. Can we do the same in Oxcross? We can. We'll build a castle town in Oxcross as well. I know it's a lot of money, and some people might disagree with me spending money on that, but, you know, we don't need mercenaries at the moment. We don't really have anything we're spending money on. So I don't mind spending that money on getting some more tax income per month, basically. Going for the whole spend big now, reap the rewards later on. Now, I'm hoping we can get a claim on Sarsfield. It's been very difficult to press claims on them because I don't know if it was a glitch or anything, but for some reason it just didn't work. Apparently we're sending men north, which is interesting. He's come back asking for land. Which bit of land is he wanting? He's wanting Oxcross. Well, I'm not giving you that. So I'm going to have to go for the bottom one. And he's declared us as a tyrant, unfortunately. But if we gave him Oxcross now, we'd have to go to war with him again. We wouldn't have the High Lordship. So we need to wait until we have the High Lordship in our control, and then he can have some land. Viserion is now ridden by Deoril? Deoril. No idea how to say that. Where is that? I think we had a look last time where the dragons were. Yeah, all the way in Tolos. So, luckily no threat to the realm at the moment. I believe there is a dragon in Dragonstone, though. I'm always tempted to try and see if we can get a dragon, but it's a bit difficult. I knew I'd made a good decision when I sent my child to Septon Aemon's court. The life lessons learnt from a foreign court is worth its weight in gold, and my child have learnt to respect and understand other people's traditions and cultures. We gain 10 prestige. Not quite sure what that's talking about, because all our children, I believe, are... Oh no, Poliver's been trained by Septon Aemon Flowers. Fair enough. My ward Sir Victor came running for me, tears streaming down his face and snot creeping towards his mouth. Claude, please help me. The other children are not nice to me. So we can say, why should I care? You'll grow strong from that, or I'll punish my lender. Don't you worry. Well, I'm more interested in my son than some courtier, so we'll punish the girl that was bullying him. Probably not the Clegane way. I should be teaching my son strength, but at the same time, no one bullies my children. It's not allowed. To be honest, it's a bit disappointing at the moment that our youngest son is the one that's turning out best. Tragar Clegane had another son, Addison Clegane. So they've had a couple of sons now. 2, 3 to be precise. So, yeah, if we gave him land, I wouldn't be too worried because he does have a strong line of succession. But just at the moment, I don't want to lose more land. We already lost Lannisport to our brother and his side of the family. So I don't want to lose more land to other brothers. Poor Tragar, we kind of forgot about him. He's kind of the forgotten son of the Clegane family at the moment. Are we in any factions? We could join the Prince Tian for the Rock faction. We will do. We'll join that, because actually if he comes to power, I don't think he has any sons yet, does he? No, he only has a daughter, who is of course marrying our... Oh no, not marrying our son anymore for some reason. Oh no, he wouldn't accept it, would he? So actually we're going to leave that faction. Don't want to cause more troubles for ourselves. Grace, Kira Lannister now is Queen of the Rock. Ah, so Tian Lannister died. Died a natural death. Now that's interesting because actually Lord Cavan is also the regent, so our ally is currently the regent. So she may be a bit less in control when it comes to us trying to take more land. So if we can just get this claim on Sarsfield, we'll be able to declare war, and I think she won't be able to do much to stop it, basically, because she's not actually ruling, it's her region. Stannis Baratheon died under suspicious circumstances. Is he actually dead for good this time? That's the question. I think he might be. He's not going to get resurrected this time. So the heir is now my courtier, Princess Morella, who's married to my brother. Oh, I've just realised I maybe shouldn't have upset him, considering he's married to a future ruler. Hang on. No, I think they're... Yes, a regular marriage. Hang on. So, if King Walder dies before he has a son, which is probably unlikely... Oh, we've lost the ambitious trait. That's a bit annoying, because that lowers our stats. Pause it for a second. Is this going to happen again, where a Clegane ends up sat on the Iron Throne? Because King Walder had a son, Septon Jeremy, who's of course sent off to be a Septon, so he can't inherit. So Princess Morella is the next inheritor of the Iron Throne. She's married to Tragar Clegane, who has 3 sons, who are all Cleganes. So surely that means that very soon a Clegane will be sat on the Iron Throne as king, if I'm not mistaken. I think that might be the case. That would be very interesting. My spymasters found rumour that one of the local nobles might be corrupt. Use it as you see fit, see if we can blackmail him. He tried to have my spymaster killed, but she survived, and she's going to spread rumours of his corruption. That's good for us. Try and discredit some of the rulers in Castle Rock. But yeah, that means that Tragar Clegane's sons will become kings of the Iron Throne. So Clegane's, hopefully one day, if they're sat on the Iron Throne, they'll help us if we want to try and press our ambitions to take the Rock. Surely that's going to work out in our favour, I think. I'll have to check. We'll have to wait and see how all that works out. When does our truce end? Very soon, actually. A couple of months. So we do really need this claim on Sarsfield before we can press forward. Because we can declare war and claim Goldshire, but that's it, really. We can't claim Sarsfield. And then if we try and take Goldshire but not Sarsfield, we're just going to be stuck in a truce again until we get that claim. So I'd rather press until we can get that claim. I might see if there's any better justiciars we can bring into our court, just for now. I've already seen one of plus 20. There's another one there. I don't know if females can be justiciars. I can't quite remember. We'll invite us to court anyway, and then I'll double check. But I'll invite this guy as well, Owain Risley, just in case women can't fill that role. Which I can't quite remember if they can or not. I think we had this before. She hasn't joined anyway, so... The other guy has, though, and he's got 20 diplomacy, so get him... Why can't he... Why can't he... Oh, no, she arrived at our court and then left. There he is. Okay, Owain Risley has now joined. He is quick. He has grayscale, though, which may mean he won't last very long in our employ, but... No, it's gone down to 17. It was 20. Now it's 17. That's a bit annoying. We'll leave Mitchell Tollett on it for now. Doesn't look like I can get anyone much better, so hopefully he can come through and get a claim for us. And then if we can take this High Lordship, things will get a lot easier for us, really, once we're a High Lord, because we can start to give out land, hold Feng Tower and Tendring, and give sort of most of this High Lordship out to our children. Tragar Crakehall has been branded an enemy of the realm. Interesting. So the Crakehall's trying to fight back against the Lannisters, it looks like. Well, they actually... Well, oh no, he was trying to attack someone else. And obviously she tried to intercept. Gaston Clegane needs a tutor. He has a martial education. So we'll try and find a good... In fact, why don't I try and tutor him? That might be a good idea. We'll try and tutor him if we can. We need another commander as well. Hopefully we have some good commanders. No, we do not. So we'll try and find one who will join our court. And then I think once we've found someone, we'll wrap up the episode there. I don't want these to go on too long. And not a lot's happening at the moment. We are mostly waiting for claims on Sarsfield. Once we have that claim, things will hopefully start to move forward a lot quicker, because once we have a High Lordship, it becomes a lot easier to try and... yeah, he looks pretty good. We'll bring him in. Once we have a High Lordship, it becomes a lot easier to try and expand our realm. While you're like a singular lord, it's a bit more difficult to expand, whereas once we have a High Lordship, we can start to give vassals... get vassals, I should say. We can start to get more troops, more income and everything like that. So then it starts to work out a bit better. So as I said, we're going to wrap the episode up now. Quite a lot's happened. We may end up with a Clegane on the Iron Throne, is kind of the most important thing to start with, which will be very interesting. We have a new liege in Queen Kira, who still has ice. They've managed to hold on to ice throughout this time. Our son is now married to a Crakehall, so a Kenning, sorry, I should say, in case. So we have a new ally. And things overall are going pretty well for the Clegane family, so I'm happy with how things are progressing. Now, if you have enjoyed the video, please do feel free to leave a like. It's not compulsory, but it is always appreciated. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.